Hello everyone. Today another day, good early morning after the rain, and another Salesforce walk and talk video from that series. So today we're gonna talk about how we could actually pre-validate records in the Salesforce flow. So let's imagine that we have a situation when we have incident record in the Salesforce, and we have a requirement that that specific record could not be saved if we were not able to specify affected network components in Salesforce. And in terms of the data model, incident it's one, let's say, parent object, and incident affected components it's a child object. And the requirements for business are in the following. So each time when we're trying to create a record, we need to first of all add network components. Once we add that network components, we need to validate them against other already existing incident. And if there will be another already existing incident with the same component mentioned, then what we need to do is we need to mention it to the actual person who is just trying to create that incident. And the way how the business would like to see that specific functionality working, it's we need to have first of all form where we could specify all information about the actual incident. Then we need to have a form where we could select necessary network components, and after that we have a situation where we are clicking on next in our Salesforce screen flow, and we will get a situation when it will show to us, hey, like for example, please make a note that there are already a couple of existing incidents in the system with the same network affected component. Do you would like to proceed with incident creation or not? And at that specific stage, what the actual agent could do, he will validate if those incidents are actually related to the same root cause, or for example similar root cause, and they will be able to cancel the specific incident record creation. But if they will decide to actually proceed with that, they should be able to save that record without any kind of problems. And if you will take a look and think about that actual flow, so if you see, situation here is in the following. So if on the first step we are actually already specifying all fields related to incident in the actual, let's say, form, so then what we would like is we already would like to have a validation of that form. And if in terms of validation we would like to just validate it and not really save to database yet, because if at the end we will be able to see that there are other incidents, so we don't want to actually delete that record that we pre-set up in the system, but we would like it to even not ever to be created. So how it could be organized? So let's start from the beginning and let's start from the actual form. Let's say what kind of form we could use for us to be able to pre-populate fields related to incident. And if, for example, for different record types we have different forms. So there are actually two solutions, or even more, but let's at this moment talk about those two solutions. So let's imagine that we have a lot of fields on our incident that our agents need to capture. So in that case, there are two possible ways. One of them is to use screen flow component, and as a part of that screen flow component, what we could do is we could actually recreate and use fields from the actual incident. And then, let's say we are customly for each and specific record type, we could select necessary fields from that form. So it's first possible option how we could actually predefine that form with appropriate fields related to that incident record. So another possible way is we could use LVC record form. So that technique a little bit different. So it's not actually require us to create a tons of fields separately, let's say, and configure them. But actually what we need to do is we could use LVC record form component. We could specify what kind of that record layout we would like to use, and it will automatically bring up all necessary fields related to the specific record type that we selected.